TV, certainly the best.
These are people in masquerade dance known as Ogbangbada Masquerade, also referred to as Ike Masquerade, located in Akokwa, a town in Idiato North local government area of Imo State, Nigeria. The Ogbangbada Masquerade originated from the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria, specially recognized as a traditional dance and cultural fixture in Idiato North local government area of Imo State. It is often referred to as Ibwebe by the local people. The dance is considered a deeply rooted ancient cultural dance in the old region of Imo State. The dance is energetic, fast and powerful as the drums are vibrant and the people add color to the display of the masquerade.
buy here. Come on, I Manonya ada juga jangan lagi. Oke ni mana nak kau kepada dia.
The masquerade dance is accompanied with a large crowd of dancers and by specialized drums. The dance is handed down through lineage rather than formal training, as the dance is believed to be ingrained in the blood of the people. The masquerade dance is interesting and accepted by all as it creates fanfare in the community. It brings people from far and near to come witness the display of the Ogbangbada masquerade dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we are seeing on the stage is the Toro Doctor Christian Quebec. On the other side, we have the Dancing Boys. The Dancing Boys, you don't know what we want to do now. We are bringing upstairs. We are at the first floor. We don't know if we are going to do the second floor. This is the Toro always.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Good afternoon. Welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Egosa Osamudiame Agunlao. I must tell you, today's program promises to be another exciting time because I have with me in the studio very distinguished personalities who will dissect the topic. We are looking at Edo State, but our focus is on infrastructural development and the living conditions of the people. Well, joining me to dissect the topic today, we have Dr. Maxwell Osagie. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
We also have with us in the studio a leader of congregations, a very distinguished clergyman, analyst, and of course an entrepreneur, Bishop Lucky Omonabiese. Nice to have you.
God bless you, God bless you, viewers.
Okay, you're welcome. So, you will agree with me that the governor of Edo State has lived up to his electionary campaign promises. I'll just bring one. I'm not saying all. He said that he will turn Edo State to a construction hub. Now, do you agree that he has done that? We've seen massive road rehabilitation in certain parts of the state. We just single out the Ramat Park flyover, which of course is the very first to be constructed by any administration. So we give kudos to Governor Monday Okpebholo for embarking on that project. He has assured us that the project will be ready soon. We've seen another flyover going on at Saple Road by Adesowa Road Junction. We give kudos again to Governor Monday Okpebholo for being the first governor to have embarked on these flyover projects in Edo State. But the question is, what about other parts of Edo State? I won't do the talking. What about the living condition? We watched a recent report where residents of the GRA Etete complained of adjoining roads that they are passing through Herculean times. Well, we'll just start with Dr. Maxwell Osagie, who is a lecturer and, of course, a very renowned analyst as well. Dr. Maxwell Osagie, now, looking at this topic, what's your opening remarks?
Okay, good afternoon, viewers. Well, infrastructure. I think in a state like this, when we want to look at the topic as it entails, those state infrastructure and everything, I don't think we should just look at it from the physical aspect of it.
Okay.
There are different aspects of infrastructure.
Okay.
Recently, politicians brought a concept called stomach infrastructure. So we must be able to put all these aspects on the table because whether we like it or not, is the #1 citizen, the governor, Monday Okpebholo, is the #1 citizen of the state. As a father, before you leave the house, you must ensure that your children are well taken care of. Not that when you are outside, you are hearing that they are fighting over a pot of stew or a pot of rice because it's not enough. So, but be that as it may, the reason why we are here is to actually look in details for the past 1 year, because whether we like it or not, by October this year, we'll be clocking 2 years in his regime, and before you know it, it's 4 years. But be that as it may, we will not say that he has not started well.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a politician.
Yes.
I'm a seasoned academia, so when I dissect things, I dissect things from a proper perspective.
Okay.
And vis-a-vis putting all the indices together, as well as the matrix into proper scrutiny. So we wouldn't say he didn't start well, he started well. But however, we're beginning to see a bit of adjustment from the focus we saw at the beginning of his tenure and everything. I think that's why we're here, and we'll look at it in detail.
Okay, thank you. Opening remarks of Dr. Maxwell Osagie. Let's get the opening remarks of Bishop Lucky Omonabiese. Looking at Edo State, looking at the infrastructure, living condition, and the way the governor has started. What's your opening remarks?
Well, thank you, Osa. The governor is doing well, like concerning roads and whatever. He's still doing well. But the area of living condition, if you ask me, I'll tell you from my own research as a grassroots man with people, it's 100% zero. Because people are suffering. Before John moved from 800 something to 960 now, Yeah, and the things are, and more the fuel increase, more things get tougher for the masses. Now, agriculture have been abandoned. Now, the only thing is focusing now is the infrastructure, flyover, roads in the village, in Nisha, in etc. I do not. Yes, it's doing those things. But the people that want to use that road, if they are not fed, if they are hungry, they can't use that road. A hungry man does not climb flyover. It's not possible. A hungry man will not be able to use a road long time because he says he's hungry. It take a man that is well fed to apply that road. Then the governor should plead, and I plead to him, direct some attention to agriculture sector so that there will be food in surplus, because scarcity of food, there must be inflation. If few people are bringing food to, we have in this hall and we have 40,000 persons here, and only 5,000 persons are supplying food, there's no way that food can go around. The people will also be suffering. In the area of infrastructure, flyover, road rehabilitation, all the road is doing, he's doing well. When it comes to agriculture, living condition of a dolite, an average dolite cannot boast of 3 square meters a day. There are people in some area, they cannot take off, they can't boast 1 square meter a day. Why some are even begging to eat? Why some, yesterday I saw in my area, we took kids, a husband, a father, looking for how to get 2 cups of gari. I was just coming from somewhere and I saw him. When I look at it, I said, I need to say, my child have not eaten this morning. It's the little one I gave to him. Now, what caused that area? Because the guy is a farmer. Then those people, this herdsmen issue, they have taken over the area where he do carry his farming business. Now it's back to the town. Stranded. The only thing he know how to do, I became for him. Now, those children now, they are suffering because of the father. Their father cannot provide for them again. Then the state governor, with due respect to our senator, he should please our governor tackle that area so that the people, I told you that a time will come that the people of this country, of this state and this country will be tired to the point that they will now start launching attack on the legislator, House of Assembly member, House of Rep, the senator. You start seeing people ganging up in the area and beating up a honorable member of Nigeria, House of Rep or House of Senate. God bless you.
Okay, I know what Bishop Lucky Okpebholo is talking about is that the governor of Edo State must revamp the agricultural sector so that more persons can be engaged in the agricultural sector. And to do that, he's saying this herdsmen farmers clash must be resolved. The forest, the farmland in the villages, in the various communities must be made safe for farmers to access their farms without being molested, without being assaulted, without being attacked. So that when we have more persons farming, then there will be more food in markets in the urban areas. That's what Bishop Lucky Omonabiase is talking about. And he's not saying that people willingly attack their representatives. No, but he's saying that we should avoid it. Because if the people are now hungry, then the politicians or their representatives are not safe in the midst of hungry people. I think that's what he's saying. Well, Dr. Maxwell, now we've seen that the governor of Edo State, distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo, seemed to be happy with just the flyover that he has done at Ramat Park. He seems to be emphasizing that. We know that other roads are being done, but some persons are saying that the roads in their communities, for instance, let's just take Oluku community. In Oluku community here, it is very easy for you to access Oluku community. They don't have roads. They don't have good roads. Most of their roads are in very bad shape. Some are having some are being threatened by gullies. Then it is the landlords that normally, donate money to sandfill their roads. It's obvious in Oluku community. The other communities, there's Iyowa, there's Naifo, there's Obaretin, there's Iyanomo. There are so many communities. This is Edo South. I've not even talked about Eastern Central or Edo North. We know that at Udomi, the hometown of the governor, is a construction hub. So many constructions are going on there. But some places are saying it shouldn't be just Ramat Park. The governor should also think of other roads in the localities, in various communities. Maybe you want to look at this perspective.
Okay, thank you. It will be unfair if we say the man on his own part has not tried. He has.
What are you talking about now?
Okay. He has, and he's trying. But just as you said, there are some areas and everything. But don't forget, some of this gully issue is not a state kind of thing. There's what we call ecological fund. And that ecological fund is directly from federal government in tackling some of these things. So you never can tell, but it's the duty of the governor to help in assessing this fund. He's both the state and the federal government on that particular, because gully definitely, you see erosion eating or certain area. We saw it during the time of Oshomole, how he helped in rescue Nauchi in some area and some parts in Edo South. But be that as it may, he has a good relationship with the president. After all, we constantly hear 2.5 million. And,
what's 2.5 million?
2.5 million. Because the governor has assured the president that he will give president 2.5 million votes.
In Edo State? In
Edo State.
Okay, so it's the baby of the governor now. It's the baby of the president right now.
Yes, the baby of the president.
Yes.
By virtue of president hearing 2.5 million, even though I think by the last calculation is our registered voters up to 2.5 million. I think the last time, I don't have that data here right now, but I know that there is I know that there is no election that we have conducted in this state that we have where you combine all the vote together that we had up to 1.5 million voters.
The governor may have his own strategy to get those numbers in favor of the president.
No, see, let us not play politics to gallery. See, when we talk about, there's the difference between Aristotle and Plato is that one is idealist, the other one is realist. Aristotle is realist. Many of the things we put into public view by way of idea, they are far from reality. Let us not come here in the name of playing politics, we hide things, and at the end of the day, nothing good come out of it. Let's talk what is actually real. What is real? I know that's not the debate for today.
Yes.
There is no election that we have conducted in this state, and I do not think the way the electioneering processes is going on now is only God that will make us in Edo State get 500 votes when you add all of them together, if it will be up to 500.
500 what?
500,000 5,000. I'm saying 5,000. I'm not even talking about 500,000 now. Talk less of 1 million. So, because the way the process is going right now is not happy. I'm telling you, I'm in the streets. I'm in the streets.
You mean you think people are hungry and they are?
It's not matter of hungry. There are things that makes people excited to say, I want to go and do this thing. I want to go and do this thing. Do you think that excitement is there right now between you and I and every other person? That 2027 election is coming. Oh, let me go and dust my voter's card. I will vote on that day and everything. It's not there. Because there are a lot of things, you heard my bishop just now, there are a lot of things playing in the minds of people. But be that as it may, let's come to the infrastructure. Okay. That's stomach infrastructure, as he said. People are hungry. But is that the work of the governor? I doubt. Is that the work of the governor to make people not to be hungry and make people to be hungry? No, certainly not. But it's his duty to create those blueprints, those policies that will make things better. Has the governor been so helpful since he entered? He's not collecting tax anywhere. Nobody sells in the market and pay any tax. No bus driver drive from one place to another place and pay any tax.
Why is he not collecting?
There is no tax. Invariably, there are more money to the people. So the people are getting more money.
But even the drivers now, the
drivers are getting more money.
They have not reduced the taxi fare.
Yes, that is the nature of human being. That is the nature of human being. Once there is a hike in something, even if government have done their best in bringing it down and everything, you see them, it still remain. See, the scripture says, it said, the heart of men are desperately wicked. So while we point finger to those in authority, we at the grassroots are the greatest problem of Nigeria. Because we are not ready to make anything change. I want to give you an example. In my community where I live, there is one big company there, and they said they want to bring sand out to ensure that they take care of the road and just grade the road and put sand. The people in the community who use that road on a daily basis, who complain that, oh, our tire and everything, immediately the company, just 2 days ago, said, okay, let me put sand on the road. The sand they were bringing now from their company, the same street people started meeting the driver, paying 30,000, 40,000 to channel into the building where they can do their own normal house filling. So
to fill their foundation.
To fill their foundation.
Instead of road.
Something meant for the road. So is that the governor's issue? Is that a governor issue? Will you say that company has not done well? Maybe the manager has given a go ahead. But individuals that are complaining on the same road are the people who started siphoning the processes. So see, let's call this spade a spade. Let's come back to the governor. In terms of road, yes, indeed, I don't understand why governor is doing a selective approach to road fixing. I don't know why he's doing selective. He's best known to him. He knows his pulse. So I want to believe the reason why he's not collecting all this money, where if you go to Edo GIS, it's like everybody sleeping there. That's an agency that is meant to be generating money. If you go to all other agencies and everything, if you go to our New Benin here, our FRO, what do you call it? Internal generators. Almost all of them are sleeping. Now, these are people that we are paying. See, when you live in a place, you must be responsible to the place. Now, one of the things that makes us responsible is that we pay our taxes. Yes, indeed, on the governor's zone, he has felt, okay, he need to bring food to the people's table. So, for that reason, he's not ready to take money from anybody. What he's getting from federal government is solving whatsoever he wants to solve. But he must understand that what will make the food to leave the farm to marketplace is good road. Now, as we speak, I have problem with the infrastructure. Let me tell you where my problem lies. For everything that he's doing is not actually the concept infrastructure developing, the company handling this thing. For example, Saplero. I live in Saplero houses. Okay. This Chinese company, when we are growing up, when we see Julius Berger, when they are doing road, when we see ROCC, when they are doing road, they create adjoining streets. They maintain a street where people can be passing through. But this
why
the construction is going on. Now, what I saw in this 1 year plus of the infrastructural process is that we just see people doing road. They don't even care whether people live in that environment. They care less. And at the end of the day, you are impoverishing people by way of time, because time is money. If I'm meant to get to my place of work by 9, and I'm not getting to my place of work by 12, it's a problem. If you watch the policy of the cashless society that the president just suspended, why did the president suspend it yesterday? He suspended it because at the airport, people were spending more time in the name of the cashless policy. And he said, as I yesterday, he said, this cashless policy is suspended so that people cannot be queuing. I said to myself yesterday, if you want to do this kind of thing, there are ways you create a better algorithm for it that will enable seamless approaches to it that people can pass and everything. He suspended that IG as a result of time that they are wasting over there. We have a governor. People are doing road. The people that are taking that road, they are hungry. They don't have place to pass. You cannot even take through Sapler Road. You pass here and pass here, they just block. Ogege, at a point I was driving, go and between Ogege and BIU. It's a problem with all the trailers and everything. No adjoining. The adjoining road they are doing, definitely before they do the main road, they do the gutter.
Yes.
Now you are doing a gutter across an adjoining road. You will do it, you will just leave it there. No slab that will enable them to drive at and move to their place. These are problems. So we are not saying you shouldn't do infrastructure. Must you do infrastructure to punish the Edolite? It's not done. So when we are looking at all these things, is yes, indeed, there is selective in the approach of the road. Okay. Yeah, people in GRA, they are crying. People in certain areas, as you mentioned, they are crying. So if you want to do road, just tell us. If you want to be fair, say 6 road in Edo South, 6 road in Edo Central, 6 road in Edo North. That is fairness and equity. So you heard President yesterday. We heard that he has approved 6 major roads across Edo State. That's transparency.
We'll come back to you, Dr. Mansur. Bishop Lucky.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know that you have a lot to say. Looking at even the road infrastructure, the governor, like I said, in my own opinion, seemed to be happy with that. Is a flagship project. Yeah. The Ramat Park flyover.
Seriously.
Commendable. But there are other roads in other communities that are not tarred. The rainy season will set in, and people will not be able to even drive out of their houses. So many roads in the communities, not in the city center. What's your take?
Well, the governor should extend this structural plan project to this community. Oluku here.
Okay.
Oluku, as a case study, there is no road.
No road in Oluku. It's so bad.
You pray if it rains in Oluku, if you came out of that road with that car still alive, it's by the grace of God. No road. Get to Yogi, no road. Igosa, no road. Okay, if you go to I call it Iyowa, there is no road. Johnny Street in Iyowa, if it rains, is something else. Now, if you go to Sassuon Bordeaux area of farming, there's no road. The other day, last year, I'll go to one of my daughter to bring something from the farm. I have to park my car, get a bike. Even the bike, I have to stop somewhere. Use my leg to go and look for, get the thing. Now, look at the people that are even farmers. They are suffering to bring those their goods to the urban city. And things must be expensive. The governor should, if he's giving his flyover, thank God for that, everybody happy with it. 100%, you give flyover 60%. The other 40 what? Give it to the community roads, so that we can, in case of tomorrow, we want to bring things down to urban area, we have road to bring it down. Then number 2, he should not select road. He's a governor of Edo State, not APC governor. I said before, I said, this party system in Nigeria is our problem. He's Edo State governor, not APC governor.
Once he's voted in, he's now governor of everybody.
Everybody, whether you are APC, Afghan, whatever party, whether you are Muslim, Christian, Voodoo, traditional person, king, we are all Edo-like. He's our governor. He worked for the Edo people. That party system, if he can remove it and start focus, okay, let me work for everybody. Because whether you like it or not, if you decide not to do my road where I live because I am not your party, automatically anytime I am passing there and my vehicle is getting breakdown, I will remember you. This man, it's not about the party now. Yeah. The issue, I joined the doctor, he should come up with a strategic plan. In the Edo South, I want to do 10 roads. Then with the Edo South, governor, sir, with due respect, this is your 10 road, do 6 in the urban area. And come to rural area where we produce food to the urban area and do 6. Edo Central now, the last 2 weeks I was in Edo Central. If you go to Edo Central, the major area where the government is doing massive project is his village. Udomi. While the other side, I asked one of them, I said, are you sure this area, are you people from Edo Central or the people are from different area? The guy said they are tired. He just said, Bishop, we are tired. He said, we have talked and we are getting tired. Okay now, if you come with a plan and do 10 road in Edo Central, they share it according to their local government, 2 to 2. They only 5 local government, 2 to 2. If he's doing that of a donor to save him, but if he's selecting, some people will not be happy. Then concerning that issue of.
Okay, thank you, Bishop. We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
This is 60 Minutes Nigeria. I hope you are enjoying the conversation. We'll take a brief break now. After that, Dr. Maxwell Osaige, Bishop Loke of Monabiese, they are ready to actually dissect the topic. Okay, it's always a delight to have you back on the program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Egosa Osamudiame Agbonlao. I have with me Dr. Maxwell Osaige. I also have Bishop Loki Omonabiese. We are discussing Edo State, and the focus is on infrastructure and the living condition of the people. In other words, the welfare of the people. My guests have been able to establish that distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo is doing well and should be commended in terms of road infrastructure. But they are saying that while that is ongoing, the people must not suffer, because they've seen that where such constructions are going on, the residents, the locals are having problem driving out of their houses, driving to their place of work, driving to the school or wherever they are going to, because most of the adjoining roads do not have access roads to the major roads. A case in point, Sapele Road, flyover by Adesowa Junction, the residents of GRA Etete and some other parts of Sapele Road, Ajib, Ogege, down Sapele Road, they're having a lot of problems because they can't drive straight to Ring Road, which is the city center. At Ramat Park, the wonderful project of Mr. Governor, which is the flyover, commendable. But the other areas, there are so many roads that are supposed to link to the Ramat Park. Now, residents in those areas now, they are suffering because adjoining roads were not constructed, were not tied. My guests have also said that years back, in the 70s, sometimes roads are constructed even at night with floodlights, so that you do not obstruct traffic during the day. But now construction is during the day, then at night the construction workers go to sleep. Whereas it used to be road construction at night with floodlights, then during the day they have cleared the road and there's easy movement. They have also talked about that years back in the 70s, when there's road construction, the company will first of all establish other adjoining roads where motorists can ply while the road construction is going on. But nowadays, they do not care about residents. They just focus on their road construction. Whether the people are suffering or not, the companies are not bothered. They are saying that should be thwarted. So that's the discussion. I will continue. I will continue with Bishop Loke Omonabiese. You talked about that farmers in the various communities, that those roads in those communities ought to be given attention. Maybe you want to throw more light on that.
Yeah, because that's the only way you can transport those goods to the market, the urban area.
Yes.
If those roads are not motorable, how do you transport the goods? And if they now struggle and manage their way to navigate to bring the goods to the urban area with high cost of transportation, they still see increase. The government should understand that the people in the town, they don't do farm. They work in companies and the rest, they get salary. Those in the urban and the rural area, they are farmer. They come to settle them, they get their money. It's trade by barter. But if you just focus on the urban area and forget about the rural area, then by the time those guys in the urban rural are farmer going to bring the product to market and start selling one tube of yam for 9,000 for a man that receive 5 and 50,000 salary, how will he survive? They need to understand that he need to come to the round with his cabinet and say, let us share it. We are doing 15 in those district where I live. Okay, 5 in the urban area, 10 in the rural area. Tie the road, put street light, put security to guide the area. I'm telling you, Osa, between now and the next 6 months, all this issue of hunger, chaos, and all will stop. But we that they are helping, that the government is helping, we should be able to also maintain the road for the government.
Okay.
Because something, some Nigerian cities have some problem. They spoil government investment.
Yeah, I've seen that. Sometimes you will see side drains.
Yeah.
Side drains, refuse will be entering it. The landlords there will not even remove the refuse.
The last time he raised, even the year one, according that we are money because the area is bad.
Yes.
Somebody brought that refuse from his house, about 6 bags.
Called it.
For erosion. And I told him, I said, indigenous block, we will say government are bad.
Yes.
You are the one blocking it. Because anything that block this drainage, you see this road is dead.
So the people must support government.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Bishop. We'll come back to you. Dr. Maxwell, the way forward.
Yeah, the way forward is very simple.
Okay.
Permit me to use scripture again.
Yes.
The Bible says, a good man leave inheritance for his children.
Yes.
So in this context, the governor should look at it from this angle.
Okay.
What that means is this: even if you have killed 20 persons, you leave inheritance for your children. That part of the Bible that says you are a good man, you are a good man for the fact that you left inheritance. You are aware that, oh, the children that are under me or the people that are under me shouldn't suffer. That one part is recognized as one of the attributes that God recognizes as making someone good. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. So I think the governor should look at it from this context. That from since this democratic process,
okay,
we've really not have someone from Edo Central who massively got the support of everyone, like this, aside Abrusali.
Okay.
Even with the massive support for Abrusali, we knew how it ended. If not Esama. You remember that rescued him from prison. So now, Osareme Osumbo just spent few years, then Oshomole came in. Now, we don't think there is any court issue now that will likely remove. There is none. So he has his 4 years as the current governor. So invariably, the light has shined on him in the current dispensation as the first person coming out from the Edo Central, and he must be able to leave this regime as a good man. He must be able to tell the people that when next, I'm sorry, I try not to be sentimental, or I try not to go through tribal perspective. Yes. I try not to be sentimental when they come to tribal. Okay. But whether you like it or not, this is how our electionary processes has turned to, or our election has turned to, where it's now turn by turn. If a country is moving forward, do you care where the person come from? No, it's because the country is not moving forward. This one is saying my person must rule. But be that as it may, he's the first person right now in the current dispensation who we will say will finish his tenure. By God's grace, he will finish his tenure. And if God permits, if God tarries, he can continue and deliver for the Edo State people. But be that as it may, he must ensure that this legacy, posterity should speak for him by doing the right thing. And what is the right thing? Is by looking at the cry of the people. That is the right thing, not what the governor thinks. It's actually the people that he's serving. That should be the cry that he should listen to on a daily basis. So just like you heard the bishop said, when you do project, these are what we are thinking of. Create a blueprint on ground that will make people to remember you 20 years to come. Whether you like it or not, there are still some road in this Edo State that are attributed to Bebudia.
Yes, sir.
After how many years? we see say Ogbemudia did this road.
Yes.
So it should be said of in time to come, it should be said that indeed Monday Okpebholo, one-time senator who became governor, this is the road he did. I'm sorry, why I will thank the former governor on how he brought a more a kind of a structural tendency to governance and everything. One thing which I said in this program before, one thing I said that I was not okay with is that as the governor was leaving, all the road he did also left with him. Because whether you like it or not, there are still some road that we are still talking about that Oshiomhole did.
Yeah.
That are still active till tomorrow. Tell me the road that the former governor did, Obaseki did, that will say is still standing as at today. I doubt. There are one or two command as far as those roads are concerned. But when you go to airport, carry out research. Yeah, those roads that he did went with him. That's one part I didn't like about the former governor. Why I admire him in terms of administration guidelines and the policies he brought aboard, how he strengthened some areas and everything, you ought to have also put into proper perspective that indeed all this infrastructure are things that will speak for you 10 years to come, whether you like it or not. We take airport, we take this road now, Benin Lagos Road. Those extra lane that Oshiomhole added, if you had not added those lanes, today you and I would have still been in trouble in this Ugbowo Road. Take it or you leave it. Go to Airport Road. Everybody said it was impossible. You cannot expand it. He did. That thing is still there till tomorrow. No asphalt has been laid on it since he left. How many years now? Almost more than 10 years, almost 10 years since Oshiomhole left. The road is still active. That's why I said, tell me the road that the former governor did that I will say is still active. That's one part that is not speaking well for him. But however, this governor should take a clue from that aspect and said, should I want to do road that will just, when I'm leaving office, the road will go with me? Because one of the things we use in measuring the activeness and the doggedness and the performance of governors today are majorly infrastructure. How many roads did you construct? We don't even talk about water again. It's just the road, the road, the road. Now, if it is the road that we see that you construct, why will you just concentrate your attention on flyover? Flyover. There are other roads. We have more than how many millions of road in those states. So you should be able to look at these things and say, how will this part benefit me? How will this part benefit me? And that benefiting you is the people that you are leading. No way constantly appearing in other media channels that are nationwide for the wrong reason. A few days ago, we heard destroying billboard in 21st century in certain part of the state. The other day, we heard we shouldn't be appearing for the wrong reason. And people talk, imagine they were talking the other day, say Edo State again. And to me, I said, I am a proud Binima.
Yes.
A proud Binima. So when I hear Edo State again, invariably all of us, we are like this. We are not touts in this state. We are well-learned people, and we should be represented in the public in the manner by which everybody will look at us and said, yes, this is Edo State. Yeah. So those areas that the governor is not projecting well now, because whenever they go there to project it on all these media channels and everything, you are painting us in a very wrong manner. Meanwhile, there are a lot of things that he's doing.
Okay,
so you should be able to put this into
proper perspective. We'll come back to you, Dr. Maxwell. Bishop Loki, yes, sir. We've seen that we need to look at the good side of this governor, Okpebholo. We've looked at other areas that we think that he should do more. Now, Professor Ambrose Ali is one man who continue to remember God what he did in education.
Yes, sir.
So what legacy would you say that this governor should leave behind? What do you think this governor should do that we should remember him for?
Number one, he should carry everybody along.
Okay.
In all his projects, whether it roads, in agriculture, education, carry everybody along, because we are in the 21st century.
Okay.
He should carry everybody along. I should give us solid road. His constructed road, let it be solid, so that will remain for the next 10 years. So that when the next governor emerge, he should not think of that road again. Okay. Not that you are leaving the road you constructed photo everywhere, The next man to come to say on that billion to reconstruct, to rehabilitate the road.
As if they are doing one road all over again.
That's the GRA issue.
Then,
okay.
When you come to farm agriculture,
okay.
I said before, you should look for genuine farmer, not political farmer. We have political farmer, we have genuine farmer. Political farmer are those in party I quote,
yes.
then they are not farmers, they farm by mouth. Then while the real farmers are in the bush trying to make this work, and or then bulldoze a large acres of land, have state farming to support individual farming. That state farming, when an individual person is selling a bag of rice for 80,000 or 70,000, let the state be selling for 50,000 or 40,000. You see, for know that high cost of goods will reduce. Edo State is a fertile land. In your backyard, can't germinate. In your backyard, plant cassava stand. Yes. In your backyard, yams. The Edo State is the fertile land. We are blessed people, and the Edo people, we are not lazy. So for you, I say, I don't want to hear Edo man is a lazy man. That is provoking me. No, Edo man is a lazy man. It's just that if you pursue a goat to the war, he will turn and face you with anger.
Yeah.
The Edo people have been pursued to a certain level that they are now seeing fighting back with anger. Not lazy, you are an Edo man.
Exactly.
You are not a lazy man.
No, I'm not.
You are an Edo man. Edo man, we're not lazy.
Yeah.
Because the people that are leading us are trying to frustrate us. We don't want to go out there in frustration, have our BP, our protection.
Yes.
Then we need to fight back.
Yes.
And clearly, then if you're able to do this too, if you're able to focus on quality road, quality education, quality agricultural infrastructure, I am telling you, we will not forget about it.
Thank you very much. Dr. Maxwell, while we are about concluding, recently the governor purchased so many equipment, tractors, bulldozers. In short, FCT Minister Wike was in Edo State to commission the project. But some persons are saying that such monies should have been maybe used to directly construct roads in rural areas instead of buying this equipment for local government chairman, that after some years you may not see those equipment again. What's your take as we conclude?
The same thing, I was coming there, the same thing, the intention by which the governor using purchasing those trucks, they're actually good intention. But it's not just all about the governor now. The people you are leading. You know, I said before, I said, we, the humans, see, the most difficult thing to lead is easy to control good than to control human. No, I was go and do research.
Yes.
Right.
It is easy to control goat. If you tell a goat tree, it will run and come back. Tell human go, he will say why. And you're asking him run for your life, he's asking you why. So if care is not taking, you telling him to run, he will tell you run. So it's difficult to control human being. Yeah, has the government done well by purchasing those things by way of saying, okay, fine, we don't want you to be saying you don't have money to carry tractor, you don't have money to carry bulldozer, so that we can have all those adjoining streets constantly being graded.
Yes, sir.
Then you buy diesel, just grade as many roads you want to grade. This is not a matter of looking for money now to say I want to rent tractor or I want to rent grader. You have it at your beck and call. But guess what? If that tractor work for 1 year without the writing memo to the state governor that the turbo charger of that tractor, is bad, and to get it you have to get it from Switzerland, and it will cost even half of the money the governor used in purchasing the tractor. Even the governor will be frustrated when he starts seeing memo in a year time of one part of those tractor equal to half of the amount he used in purchasing that tractor. Himself, he will tell them to pack it. So that is the problem of Nigeria. So I doubt whether we'll be able to maintain it, because it's not just buying. Nigeria does not lack policy. Nigeria does not lack ability to get, but we have maintenance issues. Do you know how many vehicles were purchased for police over the years? Can you tell me every year? After 1 year, the police tells you that they don't have vehicle again? Maintenance. So I doubt if we'll be able to maintain it. But be that as it may, it's a good intention. Grade as many roads you want to grade. We used to have it those days. We are just at when we were growing up, a tractor will just come and will just start grading your road. They said it's a local government chairman grading.
That has not been happening for years now.
So I think that's the culture that the governor is trying to bring back into food, which is very good, and I commend him for it. So, but be that as it may, people should be able to extend this gesture that he has given to us. Let's take it back by encouraging him that this approach or this idea that he has become a reality in doing that. But the part I want to say, Ewosa, is this. It is this regime we constantly keep seeing Chinese company coming in as helping us in infrastructural development. And their method, I think the governor need to speak to them. Their method is somehow like archaic in nature, 1960 method. Before Benin Asaba Road, they removed the former asphalt and everything. It took more than 6 months before they started now. And the work is a piecemeal and everything. And I asked myself, what kind of work is this? We know Julius Berger, when they start a work, they will tell you they want to close it to this level. The same way in Sapler Road, the OGG and BIO houses, the same problem. Sometimes we just ask ourselves, what are they doing? It seems to us that these people, they just wake up and say, okay, let's just do here today. They wake up tomorrow, let's do here today. So there is no a proper roadmap of, oh, we want to complete this kilometer section, or this section or this meter. Then we move from here to here and everything. It's just like, as you wake up, you do it. I think the governor should call them to order and tell them, please, the people cannot continue to suffer or in the name that you are doing road or you are building infrastructure. While you are building infrastructure, do you know what the life expectancy of Nigeria? Google in life expectancy. Ogosa, if you are not spend more than 58 years in Nigeria, now God help us. Because it has been scientifically proven that life expectancy in Nigeria is 58 years. So anybody that passes through that exceeds that age, God has saved you and God has saved me. So what that means is this: government is killing us on a daily basis.
Thank you very much. Bishop, just one word, conclusion, please.
Well, I beg our governors, please give 40% to agriculture and come and help the rural areas so they can work and provide food for the people in the urban area. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. That's the show. I hope you've enjoyed every bit of our discussion. A lot has been said, and I expect those in authority, those in charge of governance, to heed the advice of my guests and get things right. Do have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
ITV. Certainly the best.
Viewers, again, we welcome you to Message of Islam, reaching you from Independent Television Benin. Today we have a topic which is of vital importance. And the topic is simply Islamic ruling on intoxicants. Islamic ruling on intoxicants. What are the substances that constitute intoxicants? Inshallah, in the course of the program, the panelists will tell us. To take this vital topic this evening, I have with me in the studio Ustaz Sani Abdul Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. And we also have in the studio this evening Al-Aji Professor Bunyamin Aji. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Viewers at home, peace be unto you.
Alhamdulillah. I'm your uncle Al-Aji Alamin Alao. Now let's go straight to the business of the day. We are looking at the topic Islamic ruling on intoxicants. So let me start with you, Ustaz Sani Abdul Hafiz. What are the substances, what are the things that constitute intoxicants as far as this topic is concerned?
In the name of Allah, all praise belongs to Allah, and we ask for Allah's peace and blessings upon the noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The substances that constitute intoxicants is anything that can change the sense of reasoning of a person when they consume it. This is what is referred to as intoxicant in Islam, and we call it a muskirun. And the Prophet ﷺ said, every muskir, that is anything that intoxicates, is haram. Anything that intoxicates is haram. So whether it is alcohol or it is any of the substances that people consume, such as heroin, cocaine, cannabis, call them, name them, they are all under the classification of intoxicants, and they are prohibited in Islam. This is because of the Islamic objective to protect human mental health. That mental health is of paramount importance. When you have too many people who are sick in their head in a community, of course, you can be sure that everything will be in disarray in that community. So Islam considers mental health to be one of the very, very important part of the human system that needs to be protected. Now,
thank you very much. I'm coming to you now, Prof. Now, we have some who argue that it is not forbidden in the Quran. It's not entirely, completely forbidden in the Quran that you should take intoxicants. And some will refer to Quran chapter 4, verse 43, where Almighty Allah says that, oh, you believe, do not approach your prayers when you are drunk until you can grasp the meaning of your words. Some will refer to Quran chapter 2, verse 219, where Almighty Allah says that when you talk of intoxicants, there are benefits in them and there are sins in them. But the sins outweigh their benefits. Why we now have Quran chapter 5, verse 90, where Almighty Allah completely forbids or condemns the consumption of intoxicants. So can you please help the viewers to reconcile these three verses of the Quran?
You see, when Almighty Allah gives us an instruction in the Quran, sometimes it goes by way of telling us direct instruction, and there are some that pass through stages depending on the way the society is viewed. Of course, during the time of Prophet Muhammad people were also they were indulging in the use of alcohol, intoxicants, and as such, as he was preaching to them, Almighty Allah now made it a kind of stage or stepwise instruction that gradually people were getting used to, people who had been used to the consumption of intoxicants. They were instructed when you want to pray, because just as he said, The moment you take any form of intoxicant, it changes your psyche. And if you look at the entire part of the body, the brain can be said to be the engine room of every being.
Wow.
The moment it is disturbed, automatically all the other parts and the value of such individual will be disturbed, including the people that live with such individual. That explains the reason why Almighty Allah calls our attention in many verses that whoever wants to worship him must have the psyche complete. The mentality of every human being must be complete, and that is where you can comprehend the nature of Almighty Allah. And as such,
yes, right.
In order not to tamper with that, Almighty Allah says you should not take any form of intoxicant when you are about to pray. The second stage was that if you feel you are taking it for any pleasure, for anything, it could be an advantage to you, but the main evil, the main sins that you commit after taking it is worse and much more than the advantage that you feel you are taking from it. And the final one, which Almighty Allah said that if any act of intoxicant, divination, and arrow train, all these are handworks of Shaitan. Desist from them if indeed you want to succeed both in this world and in the hereafter. And that one seals it, that whoever wants to succeed before fellow human being and before Almighty Allah on the day of accountability, such individual must get away from taking intoxicants, no matter how little it is.
Thank you very much. Yes, if you are just joining us, we are looking at the topic Islamic rulings on intoxicants. Islamic rulings on intoxicants. So those of you who try to argue that the Quran did not completely prohibit consumption of intoxicants, you've heard the explanation now, the exegesis of the Quran. The first verse revealed, you are told that do not approach your prayers when you are drunk until you can grasp the meaning of your words. Then they are just embrace Islam. And you know, in those days, during the Jahiliyyah period, they drink alcohol like water. So they embrace Islam, but they are still consuming alcohol. And those who now want to say Salah, God asks, if you want to pray, don't drink. Then some say, okay, I will not drink when I want to pray, but I will drink when I'm not about to pray. Then second verse also came, Quran 4:43, that there are benefits in them. And Quran chapter 2 verse 219, there are benefits in them, there are sins in them, but the sins outweigh the benefits. Why some stop consuming it? That, oh, since the sins outweigh the benefits, I will not consume them again. Before the final verse now came, we are now described it along with gambling, that they are abominations devised by the devil. That will you not abstain from them? Abstain from them so that I can be successful. Now, Islamic rulings on intoxicants. What are the sins? What are the consequences of consuming intoxicants? Does it have anything to do? Is there any correlation between it and crime rate in the society? What other thing? Why do you think we are asked to abstain from intoxicants?
The verse of the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stepwise and systematically prohibited intoxicant. As you mentioned, Allah said the benefits, you say you have some benefits in them, but then the disadvantage, the harm that you will suffer from consuming them is more than the advantages that you think you get from them. Obviously, the Prophet ﷺ said, as a way of, making it non-negotiable, to say you want to consume intoxicant. He said, Allah has not put the cure of any disease in that which He has prohibited. So that you cannot say that I am taking this alcohol, I'm taking this intoxicant because of my health. Some people say that they take intoxicant because they want to do away with their worries. When they are having issues with their wives or their families or in the office, they want to take intoxicant in order to throw them away from, the normal thinking, so that they don't feel the pain. But this is not a solution. In fact, medically, it is documented today that some of the stroke cases, consumption of intoxicant is becoming one of the risk factors in people that are having crises of stroke. Before you have stroke more in the elderly. Now you are now having stroke in middle adults. Because of what? Consumption of these intoxicants. It's a risk factor, as has been mentioned. Now, the Prophet Islam, still to make it, there is no way. He's saying that whatever intoxicates in little quantity, then it is, in large quantity, is prohibited in the smallest quantity. So that you cannot say, I can consume it. Then besides, if a person has become an addict of consuming intoxicants, the person risks his salah being accepted. So that it's not just about, it's me, it's my business, I consume it, it's not your business. In fact, the Prophet Islam says that the person who commits idolatry, that's one who worships other gods beside him. You know that the sin Allah does not forgive is the sin of associating partners with Allah. That the one who is going to be next to be condemned to the fire of hell on the day of judgment is somebody who became an addict of consumption of intoxicants. So that it is not something anyone should want to live with. If a person has it as a problem, maybe he has grown up with it from young age, it is something he can still fight, battle it, and see how you stop it. It is not only harmful to our health, it is a sin in the sight of Allah.
Thank you very much.
As you know too, that Allah does not allow you to take your life. Allah does not allow you to inflict harm on yourself. You are not allowed to injure yourself. So consumption of intoxicant is like killing the organs of your body system, and Allah does not allow that.
Thank you very much.
Now,
do not kill the organs of your body system. Do not commit suicide indirectly or gradually by consuming what is injurious to your health, what is injurious even to your mental health as well. Now, Prof, I'm coming to you again. For the Bunyamin idea, we have some people that are caused in respect of intoxicants, apart from the consumer itself. Can you please tell us some of them? So that people will not feel that, okay, it's only those who consume it.
Well, according to the Prophet ﷺ, it was reported to have said that there are 10 categories of people that are caused along with or in association with intoxicants. The consumer, the one that prepares it, the one that works there, the one that sits where it's being consumed, and the one that bought it for another person. The person that they sent to go and buy it for another person. The person that carries it, and also the people that sit down where intoxicants or intoxicants are being consumed. All these are the categories of persons that are caused along with intoxicants.
Alhamdulillah. You can see, in order for consumption of intoxicants to stop, in fact, if people are consuming intoxicants and you greet them, you are also caused. So if they greet you, do not answer them. Then the distillate itself, the intoxicant itself, is also caused. We have 10 categories of people who are caused. So if the carrier is conscious, the buyer is conscious, you will discover that it will be difficult to circulate intoxicants. Now, coming to you again, Ustaz Sani Abdulaziz. I was talking about relating consumption of intoxicants with crime, armed robbery, kidnapping, assassination. You can see the in the country. Now, do you feel some kill under the influence of intoxicants, or that's their nature? Relation between intoxicants and crime rates?
Surely, the consumption of intoxicants is connected with the level at which people are ready to commit crimes. Yes. Fornication, for example, and adultery, are more like the twin sister with intoxicant. Hardly will you find anybody who is morally shameless that he will not consume, intoxicants. The same thing with those who go into armed robbery. Some of the people who go to the extent of taking the life of others, they need to be a little bit insane for them to be able to do that. They look for substances to consume to deaden their conscience, so that they will not have the human feeling that, oh, this is a human being that I want to deal with. So there is a connection. You, apart from crime rate, it's from the regulation in road safety that somebody who is under the influence of alcohol should not drive. Now, somebody who is under the influence of alcohol, to tell you how much it is so risky, can sleep with their mother. You know, you asking somebody that, okay, which of the sin is the one that you think is the greatest? To commit adultery, or to take intoxicant, or to murder? Alcohol consumption, intoxicant consumption is the greater of them. Why is it the greatest? The man who can stay away from committing adultery and can stay away from committing murder, by the time they consume intoxicant, they can do any of this. To the extent that one who is under the influence of intoxication can sleep with their mother, they can commit incest, they can go to any length because they are not in their senses. So how about you having for example, a medical doctor that wants to attend to a patient being under the influence of intoxicant? You have an engineer that wants to do the computation of what you need to be able to give you something that that's going to be durable, an edifice that will be solid, and is under the influence of intoxicant. Because some people just think that consumption of intoxicant is normal with life. It's a way of flexing. It's a way of maximizing your enjoyment of life. But it is not true. You are harming yourself. You are harming others. So this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited it. There is connection with between consumption of intoxicant and the crime rate in society, no doubt. Those you are calling bandits, those you are calling Boko Haram, many of them, they consume these substances. Now,
Prof, is there any punishment under the Sharia? And what is punishment under the Sharia for consumption of intoxicants? And then some of the students now take different substances. I maybe you are a professor in the University of Benin, so you must have had some experience concerning what I'm talking about. Can you please advise the viewers and the students of the need to abstain from intoxicants?
Well, from Islamic point of view, if one is known to have taken any form of intoxicant, the person should be given 80 strokes of the cane. Yes. Now, aside that, for our youths today, generally, students and other people that belong to the category of those that we call youth, even the adults, everyone supposed to go away from any act of intoxicant. There are nowadays different forms. The ones that we are used to know are the normal alcohol, whether the brewed one or the local one we call kai kai, and the ones that they sniff, under which you have cocaine, you have heroin, and those that you also consume orally, under which you have, the ones that you smoke. Marijuana is one of them, and there are nowadays, you have sophisticated marijuana that they have laced with other chemicals in order to be more potent than the ordinary one. And people also use marijuana in order to cook rice or cook beans. And apart from that, some eat it raw. All these are various forms through which people consume them. And some go to the extent of taking some other drugs like codeine, which in the medical circle is used in order to cure heart cough. And people have abused it. They take it excessively, and it deadens the cells, it deadens the senses. And not only this, there are so many other ones that people take in one form or another. Some even go to the extent of mixing some of these drugs with yogurt. And after taking them, there is this one they call the tramadol. Even there is another one more potent than tramadol, that after taking it, the person may be rolling inside the mud. The person will lose senses, and there are so many of them that people take. We have to go away from them, because the moment you take them, the individual becomes useless to himself and becomes a permanent problem to the entire society.
Thank you very much. Viewers, this is what we can take today on the program Message of Islam. The topic discussed: Islamic ruling on intoxicants. Intoxicants include tramadol, codeine, marijuana, heroin, cocaine, whatever can affect your mental health is forbidden completely in Islam, and it's also sinful. When you have consumed them, you cannot approach your salat. And the punishment in Islam was even 40 strokes of the cane before it was increased to 80 strokes of the cane at the time of Umar bin al-Khattab. Close to 100 strokes of the cane, which is punishment for fornication. Thanks for coming, Professor Bunyamin Aide, and thanks for coming, Ustaz Sani Abdulhafiz. And your uncle, Al-Aj Alamin Alao. Viewers abstain completely from intoxicants. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ITV, certainly the best.
Oyè aṣáájú rẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́pẹ̀ ẹ̀. Àyàbá dọ́gí ẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́pẹ̀ ẹ̀. Àdàyè àtọ́jú ẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́pẹ̀ ẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ̀júwà.
ITV, certainly the best.
To this week's edition of the program, Hitches and Voices on independent television and radio here in Benin City. My name is Kingsley Okoje, your regular host on the program. Don't forget, this program, Hitches and Voices, is brought to you courtesy Network for the Advancement of People with Visible Disability, NAVID. NAVID is a known organization that is advancing the rights of persons with disability in Nigeria. My sign language interpreter for today has been away for quite some time, but she's back and better today. Cynthia Godwin Aya. Cynthia, welcome to Hitches and Voices.
Thank you very much.
Our subject for today has been one that has been part of our national conversation for quite some time. It's a subject that people have talked about, whether in workspaces, in institutions of learning, across the nation. People have talked about the subject of sexual and gender-based violence. And today, the conversation will be, is it a concern in the community of persons with disability? Is sexual and gender-based violence something that should bother the community of persons with disability in Nigeria today? That is why we have a guest, someone who is very, very interested in this subject, someone who is a major voice in the disability community. She's no stranger to disability advocacy. She's been on this platform severally to talk about issues bordering on persons with disability. Today, she will add her voice to the millions of voices that is trying to draw attention to gender-based violence against women and children, and as it concerns persons with disability. I'm talking about Anne Ojugo, Chairperson, Jonapid, Edo State Chapter. Ms. Anne Ojugo, welcome to Hitches and Voices.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, viewers at home. It's good to have you. It's good to be here this afternoon.
It's a delight to have you on the program today.
Yeah, thank you so
much.
First,
I'll start by asking, how do you do?
I do. I feel fine. And it's great having me here because issues that have to do with persons with disabilities, women with disabilities, and people that are passing through LGBTV and LGBTV and GBV, gender-based violence, is a matter that shouldn't be treated with levity.
Yes.
And women with disabilities are those that are at the receiving end.
All right. So talking about sexual and gender-based violence, is it a concern? Is it a major issue in the community of persons with disability? Is this something that we should be concerned about as part of our conversation?
Yes, seriously. It is something we should be concerned about. If you go all over our street and our communities, you see persons with disabilities having or being pregnant for no just cause. You don't know the father of their babies. You don't know how it comes about. There are what we call sexual molestation, rape, and all this. They come through this GBV you just mentioned. And then we talk of abandonment. They come through GBV. So we have them in twofold: SGBV, sexual and gender-based violence, and then we have the gender-based itself. And so this should be tackled. They are predominantly in our society, in our community, and they should not be handled with levity.
All right, from your experience, you know, you've been a major voice in the community of persons with disability. How has this been handled by institutions when they report? Do persons with disability even report any form of molestation against them? Do they feel comfortable or free enough? And if they do, how is it usually handled?
Well, not until recently, because even persons without disabilities, they feel ashamed. They have the stigma of coming out to say, oh, I was raped. The stigma of coming out to say, I was molested. The stigma of coming out by a woman without disability to say she was battered by the husband. So they normally keep it to themselves and suffer in silence. That also affects our women or persons with disabilities. Not until recently, when institutions like the Edo State government came out to say, report. If you see something, say something. Not until when they came out to say, report any form of sexual molestation, they were not coming out to say it. But recently, we have few women there who don't come out to say they have been raped, they have been molested, their husband have abandoned them, men have jumped fences to come and have one thing or the other to do with them. Before now, they were not reporting. So, but now, let me say, percentage of them come out to say something about it.
What is the percentage of them? Are you talking about women in general or persons in general, or you're limiting it to persons with disabilities?
I'm limiting it to persons with disabilities because that's my major concern. Yes.
So a lot of persons with disability feel free now to speak about their experience as regards sexual and gender-based violence.
Yes, they do.
All right. So I asked earlier, how are institutions handling this? Because I know that there are organizations that are saddled with responsibility to protect the rights of women and children against sexual and gender-based violence. But oftentimes, they don't
usually talk about it from the angle of persons with disability. How are institutions handling this? Maybe, for example, the police, because I had an experience with someone who complained that as someone with disability, there was a time she reported the case to the police, and the policemen were basically saying, you are sexually assaulted, you should be happy. I mean, after all, one would not ordinarily think that any man would come for you.
Exactly.
So why are you complaining? So that's why I asked, how are institutions handling issues of sexual and gender-based violence?
Exactly. I think you had a point. Exactly. That was before now. Before now, institutions don't even take it. In fact, like you just said, we should be happy that someone is coming to have something to do with me as a woman with disability sitting on a wheelchair. Yes, they actually make jest of us when we go to them. Until Edo State set up the gender-based violence management committee that brought in various institutions. They brought in various institutions, the police, from people from the law department, or what I call it now,
from the Ministry of Justice,
education. In fact, every Ministry of Women
major
Affairs,
stakeholders,
major stakeholders, to be part of it, and they train them, the CSOs, and they train them on the reason why the issues of persons with disabilities should be taken or should not be taken with levity. That anybody, in fact, all institutions should have a desk office where issues of GBV and SGBV should be reported. And then even down to Edo North and Edo South, they made it compulsory. And then they set up SAC, Sexual Assault Referral Center, whereby someone, if anybody is molested or raped, or you can go there for forensic investigation and checkup. So that's how far and then they set up laws. We have VAP, Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law in Edo State.
So you're talking about the Edo State Disability Law?
No, we have the Edo State VAP law. That one first of all covers. Then we have the Edo State Disability Law too, where persons with disabilities are protected. So all these are put in place to help and safeguard persons with disabilities, women with disabilities, girls with disabilities, children with disabilities. I hope you know that children are also being sexually assaulted. So, and children with disabilities are not exempted from this. So all these laws, the institutions have put this in place to help persons with disabilities.
Okay, let's look at the issue of data. Have we been able to, when people report issue of sexual and gender-based violence, organizations who champion these causes, they are able to provide data for this, but oftentimes I don't know if they've disaggregated the data to be able to know that, okay, these are the number of persons with disability that has been, assaulted or abused over the time. Because so that it is important that we work with data. I don't know if you are aware of any data that is available, but also this is a two-in-one question. Also, how have you been able to work with victims who've experienced this to recover from such trauma? What's usually the experience for women with disability, the recovery process?
Well, let me start from the data process. Like I said when we were starting, that before now, some of the women or the victims were not coming out to complain until we started building their capacity, why they must come out to talk, until I started building their capacity that as a woman with disability, come out, talk, let people know the reason why you are, nobody will kill you for it. Instead, it will help you. So that's that. Then that's why that until recently the data that we have is not so much because just recently some people, let me say between 2018 to this, we have only had about 50 persons, both from Edo North and Edo Central and Benin put together, that have come to say they have been molested in one way or the other. You understand? That is GBV, beating, battering, their husband have run away, they have been raped and all that. That's on the issue of data. Then on your question, second question.
About recovery.
About recovery.
Mental state of women who've been, or children who've been sexually assaulted.
Yes, that one, we have done that. In fact, we have had some organizations that have like Sotawaka, like Jose Maria, working in this Edo North and Central, that have helped us to talk to some women with disabilities, and personally I have had them in Benin, and whenever they come to me, I will tell them to speak to them, refer them to Sexual Assault Referral Center, talk to them, try to give them from the little I know about it, also talk to them. So, and then.
But what are some of the things they tell you? What are some of the things they tell you?
What they tell me is how their husband or their guy, or how, without even consenting to having anything to do with a guy, the guy have come to rape. You know, LGB has to do with, rape has to do with non-consent.
Consent, yes.
So when you are not consenting, somebody come to you and forcefully have intercourse with you. You know, the painful aspect of it. That will forever be a trauma. So, you know, you try to talk to the person and let the person know that it's not the end of their life. Then if it is to go after the victim, but unfortunately most times we cannot get the victim. There's a lady in Benin right here who struggled to build a house with the husband. She was not, from the onset, she was not amputated. She had an accident and she became an amputee. As I speak with you now, the husband, the house they built together, the husband had pushed her out of the house and married another wife. That is enough for her to maybe have some mental or some psychological trauma. So when she came to me, I spoke with her. I told her I was going to bring up the matter in during our next GBV meeting, so that others can also talk about it, because I may not have the full knowledge of what to tell her, how to counsel her. You understand?
All right.
So that's it.
It's been an interesting one, talking about sexual and gender-based violence against women with disability. We'll go on a break. We'll come back. We'll continue our conversation with Ann Ojugo, Chairperson, Joint National Association of Persons with Disability, JONAPID, Edo State Chapter. When we're back from the break, our conversation continues. Welcome back from that break. We're still with Ann Ojugo, Chairperson, JONAPID, Edo State Chapter, sharing her experience with us concerning victims who have gone through some sort of sexual based violence in Edo State, and what JONAPID, alongside other organizations, are doing to help victims who've been traumatized as far as the subject is concerned. But I would like to ask, you know, we have various clusters of persons with disability. We have those who are visually impaired, we have the deaf, we have those with intellectual disability,
albinism.
Yes, albinism, you know, all sorts of clusters of persons with disability. From your experience, which of this cluster has suffered the most as far as this subject is concerned?
Can I really say which of the clusters? Well, let me say, because from those that have come to me so far, the visually impaired, the hearing impaired. You know, the hearing impaired, they are prone to danger, serious dangers. They may open their eyes and you are coming, but they don't even know the intent. That was why during the NSAS, some of our brothers are still on ground till today. Because even when the police wanted to shoot, they didn't hear the sound of the gun until they were gunned down, which until today made them a victim of spinal cord injury. It made them and their spinal cords. They are on ground till today. So they are there. Those sisters are there. You see them in market spaces. They can easily be lured because you see them say, I'm a deaf. Help me. And in that process, somebody lured them inside.
Okay, I mean deaf persons are more vulnerable.
They are vulnerable. Now, persons are physically with physical disability, like me. You understand? People with physical disabilities, they find it difficult to marry. They find it difficult to have boyfriend.
But is it just those who are physically handicapped?
No,
is it not same for all?
I'm telling you,
yes.
You have asked me who are the more vulnerable.
Yes.
So I'm trying to give you the according to cluster.
Yes.
I've just told you about visually impaired. Who is visually impaired? She's not aware that anything is even happening around her. You understand? She's, let me say, 48 hours blind. She's not seeing anyone around her, and then she's alone there.
Yes.
Somebody can easily come and take advantage of her. Anything, steal from them, do any bizarre things with them. You know, sometimes I wonder how they protect their money. You understand? Because people can easily steal from them, do any sort of thing. That's for visually impaired persons. Then I just told you about hearing impaired. Somebody who is, she doesn't know anything that is happening around her, and then they lure her into all those evil tactics. Then I'm not explaining to you that someone who sees, because we have 6 clusters, all those clusters, person who sits on the wheelchair, because of the peculiar nature of that person, a guy may come around and say, I'm interested in marrying you. After impregnating the person, the woman, and then he runs away. That person will now have to cater for the baby, cater for the, in fact, it will not become a double problem, double tragedy for that woman. In the first case, she does not move, she does not work. Now she has a baby for a father that are taking off. She may not have even consented to, I want to have, that's on the issue of SGBV. Now on the issue of GBV, some women, when I mean GBV, gender-based violence, abandonment and discrimination, some of our women, you find out that they don't want to use their money to buy man because they want to marry. They want to have, yes, these are realities. You understand? They want to marry, they want to have a partner.
So the desperation sets in.
Thank you. And at the end of the day, they come, they say, okay, well, at the end of the day, they take off.
Advantage.
They take advantage, and after taking advantage, they take off. These are some of the things that persons with this. And then, even if they manage, recently someone was talking with me about how the husband used to have turned her into a punchy bag. This person is a visually impaired sister. She is the one taking care of the house, of the home. She's doing everything. Yet, the husband never appreciates that, because the husband feels she is the one that needs a man. You understand? The husband feels she is at the advantage of, no, I'm doing her a favor.
By marrying you.
Yes. Which is not supposed to be. If you want to marry a person with disability, a woman with disability, irrespective of who the woman is, how the woman is, whatever, you have made up your mind, you make up your mind, and you marry the person. And stop all this GBV or SGBV, we are passing through that. So it's a lot that we are passing through. Our people are really, I'm talking recently from Edo North. I need to know that the stories that come in from Edo North daily is another one. So,
all right, let's look at family support. Usually when stuff like this happen, family is the first point of succor. You want to be able to confide in your family to say, this is what has happened to me. I believe family is the primary place you run to for, as your safe haven. From your experience, do you think when it comes to persons with disability, family usually respond to provide succor for them, or family usually, shy away?
Well, most families do. They support. I know of someone who was a victim, somebody who was beaten up, and then the family took that person to the station. I know. So the families, I must commend them for that. Yes, they do. They are there.
All right. So very quickly, so if someone watching now that's one with a disability and such a thing happens, he has that experience, what are the procedures? What should they do? Who should they report to? Very quickly.
Depends on where they are. If they are in Benin here, I will say come to Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, where we have the commissioner, honorable commissioner, because Edo State government, Edo State.
Good evening and welcome to ITV News at 11. I am Chukufumnanya Digwe. Now, for our first report, Muslim faithful in Jatu Uzare community in Isako West local government area of Edo State have joined millions of Muslims worldwide to celebrate Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Edo North Bureau Chief McDonald Irunoka has the details.
Eid al-Fitr is an important Islamic festival that signifies the faith life. Also speaking, the traditional ruler of Uzare, Royal Highness Alhaji Kadiri Imonihe Omogbadi IV highlighted the significance of the festival as a period of reflection, unity, and generosity. He prayed for divine intervention in addressing insecurity in Edo State and commended ongoing effort by the Edo State government towards development and stability. Celebration was rounded off with a colorful procession as the royal father was escorted back to his palace by jubilant subjects in a display of rich Islamic and cultural heritage. From Jatu in Isako West local government area of Edo North, McDonald Irunoka, ITV News.
Moving on, the governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, says his administration is committed to driving sustainable development through the well-being of the people, while urging Muslims to utilize the season of the lessons of self-discipline, peace, unity, and selflessness of Ramadan. The leadership of the Muslim community were led on the Salah homage by the Chief Imam of Benin Central Mosque, Al-Haji Abdul Fattah Enabulele. Government House correspondent Kingsley Uchegbu has the details.
In Government House for the Eid al-Fitr homage are members of the League of Imams, Benin Muslim Congress, Federation of Muslim Women Association of Nigeria, Form 1, among other Muslim groups. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo, represented by his deputy, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, urged Muslims to utilize lessons of self-discipline, peace, unity, and selflessness to build a peaceful society.
The administration of distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo, the Executive Governor, remains steadfast on its commitment to ensuring the safety of all residents. Together, we can overcome the challenges with a safer and stronger, more prosperous Edo State.
Secretary to the state government, Umar Musa Hilo Esquire, encouraged Muslims to be agents of positive change and imbibe blessings from the Ramadan period.
Expectation that all the fruits of the Spirit that ought to emanate from that very month will be carried into all other months. Our leader, Distinguished Senator Monday Okpewolo, is a very righteous man. He's a man who God has sent to liberate Edo people and bring enormous development to Edo people. And as he continues to rule, the people will rejoice.
The chief imam of Benin Central Mosque, Alhaji Abdul Fattah Nabulele, commended the Senator Monday Okpewolo-led administration for the infrastructural boost across the state and human capital development.
Let us give peace a chance.
There were goodwill messages from the chairman, Edo State Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Alhaji Abdulaziz Ibnidu, Amira of Federation of Muslim Women Association of Nigeria, Form 1, wife of the secretary to the state government, Haji Animata Hilo, and the special advisor to Governor Okpewolo on religious matters, Apostle Faraday Azekume, who urged Muslims to use the post-Ramadan period to rededicate themselves to serving humanity. From Benin, Kingsley Uchebu, ITV News.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, has extended warm felicitations to Muslims at Eid al-Fitr, which marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. In a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary, Friday Agedu, the Deputy Governor described Eid al-Fitr as a profound spiritual milestone that embodies the virtues of sacrifice, discipline, compassion, and devotion to Almighty Allah. Right Honorable Idahosa noted that the Ramadan period provides opportunities for deep reflection, renewed faith, and a strengthened commitment to the values of peace, tolerance, and unity. He urged Muslims to sustain the lessons and spirit of the holy month by continuing to promote love, charity, and peaceful coexistence, stressing that these principles are critical to fostering harmony and driving the collective progress of Edo State and the nation. The Deputy Governor also commended the Muslim community in Edo State for their continued prayers for peace, stability, and development, noting that such efforts play a vital role in building a more inclusive and prosperous society. While wishing Muslims a joyous celebration, Right Honorable Idahosa asked all residents to celebrate responsibly and adhere to public safety guidelines during the festive period. He wished all Muslim faithful a peaceful and fulfilling Eid celebration. Now, the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawa Igbenedion, has felicitated with Muslims on the successful completion of the Ramadan fast. In a goodwill message to mark the Eid al-Fitr celebration, His Excellency, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawa Igbenedion, Esama of Benin, congratulated Muslim faithful for their devotion, discipline, and commitment throughout the holy month of Ramadan. He commended Muslims for their prayers, sacrifice, and perseverance, noting that the spiritual exercise promotes self-discipline, love, and unity among adherents. Chief Igbenedion urged the Muslim Ummah to sustain the virtues of peace, tolerance, and generosity imbibed during Ramadan, stressing the need for continued prayers for the unity and progress of Nigeria. The Esama of Benin also called on Nigerians, irrespective of religious differences, to embrace peaceful coexistence and work collectively toward national development. Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawa Igbenedion further wished all Muslims a joyous and peaceful Eid al-Fitr celebration. Now, residents of Benin City witnessed heightened security presence on Thursday as the Edo State Police Command, in collaboration with the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps staged a high-visibility show of force across major streets of the state's capital. The exercise, which signals zero tolerance for threats to public safety, is aimed at reassuring residents and deterring criminal elements activities ahead of this year's Eid al-Fitr celebrations. Jolade Ojo has the details.
The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Monday Agbonika, alongside the commander of 107 Air Maritime Group of the Nigerian Air Force Benin, Air Commodore Eze Ono, the commander of the Nigerian Army's 4 Brigade Benin, Brigadier General Ahmed Balogun, and the commanders of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Akintayo Ainla, led the exercise. A convoy of patrol vehicles with fully deployed personnel moved through the city in a coordinated and organized manner, drawing the attention of residents and motorists who observed the visible display of security presence and operational readiness. Speaking during the exercise, CP Monday Agbonika stated that although over 4,000 personnel have been deployed ahead of the Salah celebrations, the show of force is specifically designed to reassure residents and encourage them to go about their lawful activities without fear.
We are making a very strong statement. We want the members of the public to know that the area is safe, the Edo State is safe. They can go about celebrating the Salah and the Easter that is upcoming without any fear of or hindrance or any fear of intimidation of whatever kind. We are raiding all the black spots. We are also carrying out operations against kidnappers, against cultists. A lot of other operations are going on. But the particular operation you are witnessing now is just the show of force, just to let them know that we are capable and that we are together.
The message from security agencies remains clear. Operatives are on high alert and there will be no room for disruption as Muslims across the state mark Eid al-Fitr. From Benin, Jolade Ojo, ITV News.
Moving on, Muslims in Oluku, Isio, Ovioge, and surrounding communities today join millions of faithful around the world to celebrate Eid al-Fitr, marking the successful completion of the holy month of Ramadan. Correspondent Musa Saidu reports that security agencies were on the ground to ensure a peaceful and hitch-free celebration. The report is presented by Thomas Sadu.
Worshippers gathered at Aero Sonye Primary School in Oluku, Ovia Northeast Local Government Area, where they offered prayers to Almighty Allah in gratitude for the strength to complete the Ramadan and for the opportunity to witness this year's Eid al-Fitr. Delivering the sermon, the Chief Imam of Oluku Central Mosque, Alhaji Yusuf Idris, urged Muslims to celebrate in accordance with the teachings of Islam. He admonished the faithful to remain modest and not be carried away by worldly pleasures, but instead draw closer to Allah in order to receive His blessings.
Inshallah, we've learned how to be patient, we learn how to be spiritually conscious, we learn to control our thoughts, our hunger. We want to appreciate our father, Sir Gabriel Osawa Rigbenedion. God should continue granting good health, and the ITV crew.
Some Muslim faithful also spoke on the significance of Eid al-Fitr, describing it as a time for thanksgiving, reflection, and renewed commitment to faith.
And month of Ramadan is a month for everybody. Where we say you go fast, and you go meditate that fasting from the first till 30 days.
The significance of today is that we are celebrating Eid al-Fitr, which is the end of our fasting 30 days of Ramadan. And we came to Eid here to thank Almighty Allah, to pray to God.
We thank Almighty Allah. We just finished Ramadan fasting. Believe in Allah.
Today signifies the breaking of fasting. The Eid means celebration, while the Fitr means breaking.
The celebration also provided an opportunity for Muslims to share with one another, promote unity, and extend acts of charity to the less privileged. Thomas Sado, ITV News.
In another report, recreational centers across Benin City recorded low patronage on Friday, despite the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. Patience Osaogiwa reports that many of the centers lacked their usual busy festive atmosphere.
Despite the Eid al-Fitr celebration marking the end of the Ramadan fast and the public holidays declared by the federal government, only a handful of fun seekers visited recreational centers across Benin metropolis. A visit to Kada Cinemas and Entertainment Center, the Benin Museum Ground, and Ogba Zoo and Nature Park revealed only a handful of fun seekers turned out to celebrate the festive period. The usual busy locations appeared quiet with minimal activities and few fun seekers than expected. While some fun seekers says they were having a good time with their loved ones, others attributed the low turnout to prevailing economic challenges, noting that the rising living costs have limited their ability to spend on leisure.
Just came to have fun, to celebrate with our Muslim brothers and sisters in the spirit of unity and diversity. Despite the ups and downs in the country, we still find time to have a family moment, celebrate all the good things that God has done for us.
Mun zo mu ga abubuwa da dama a idanuwanmu sakamakon yau sallah. Gaskiya alhamdulillah muna jin daɗi, mun yi azumi sosai. Muna godiya ga Allah subhanahu wataala da ya kawo mu wannan rana mai albarka.
Yanzu nan mun zo ne muna dan huta haka dan bude ido saboda farin cikin da muke ciki shine sa muka zo nan go. A azumi mun gama mun yi 30 daidai. Masha Allah, Allah ya maimaita mana.
Mun ci abinci sosai alhamdulillah, today muna enjoying sosai because of today na special day for me. Today na sallah.
Dama an ce in ka ne ma yau ce ranar happy sallah da zamu gwangwaje kudin mu ko ba haka ba, ga muna ta dan bata yawa cikin shopping muna ta kai da kawo.
However, managers of the centers expressed optimism that patronage may improve as the celebrations continue. From Benin, Patience Osaogiwa, ITV News.
And with that report, we've come to the end of ITV News at 11. I am Chukufum Nanya Digwe. Thank you for watching. Good night.
ITV, certainly the best.